I think so many people are watching women's basketball right now.
Yeah.
It all started from the national championship game, and I've been dealing with this for 2 years now. And understanding, like, yeah, negative things have probably been said about me, but honestly, I'll take that because look where women's basketball is.
Angel Reese is not happy after Caitlin Clark came to seek the opportunity to move to Europe. Angel Reese has consistently claimed that people are watching the WNBA because of her, and now seeing how much her main rival can receive abroad is causing some conflict.
Honestly, I think setting my teammates up, I think that just like provides so much more energy to the team. It gets everybody going, and when everybody can like touch the ball and get going in that way, I think it just everybody just flows a little bit better. The offense flows a little bit better. But that's something I take a lot of pride in. At times, I think I can try to like overpass and probably could be a little more aggressive to the basket. But yeah, I think with the weapons that we have on our team, like it's just easy for me to set them up, especially with AB, like playing pick and roll with her, and our chemistry is just slowly developing and getting better and better. And yeah, I think we're just learning as time goes and each game goes, like we're just getting better and better.
You've had an absolutely whirlwind first half of your rookie campaign. I want to ask you how much you're looking forward to this break, right, coming up. And
if Caitlin Clark goes overseas, she will be the highest paid woman basketball star in the world. And Angel Reese is not pleased. She believes that Caitlin Clark isn't better than her and deserves the same respect.
Did it to you reveal that you guys need in the future?
Yeah. Like we talked about in our locker room after the game ended, where obviously people were pretty disappointed in the outcome. I think it gave us a taste of where we wanted to be. At the same time, I felt like we could have done a little bit more to help it get back here for a game 3, and that's what really kind of stunk about the whole thing. But I thought it gave us a taste of where we wanted to be, and that's exactly the message that Chrissy iterated throughout the locker room, and that our coaches kind of iterated when they talked, is just that, you have to let this kind of burn inside of you and let it kind of bother you in a way that it's going to drive you through the off season. How's it going to make you work? You got a taste of getting to the playoffs. Obviously, we haven't been there since 2016. So I think that's what the message was for us, is like.
But it isn't happening. Caitlin Clark has more sponsorship deals, higher pay, and made the league one of the most watched sports. Yet there are still players within the league allegedly showing jealousy.
And it's hard to argue that we're not at a high right now with the WNBA. Curious about your reaction to that media rights deal. Not official yet, but reportedly triple the amount of the last one. Just what is your vision for how much bigger this league can be, Caitlin?
Yeah, obviously nothing's official, and for this league, like to me, it's like sky's the limit. You're seeing how incredible it can be. You can see how hard it is to get a ticket to get into the doors, how many people want to turn it on their television, how people are traveling miles and miles to come and watch and have an opportunity to interact with the players or just watch the players play basketball live in person. So, obviously expansion is going to really help. The new media deal is going to help. And I think you're just going to continue to see it grow. This is really only the beginning in my eyes. It's the hardest league in all of sports with only, less than 144 spots. Obviously that's expanding, but, I'm excited. The people that have been in this league deserve it, and then obviously the people that are going to continue to come into this league are going to come into a great situation. It's going to be, awesome for everyone.
This is why she may just leave. Let's discuss a game without Caitlin Clark.
Much more we can accomplish, and, you can always just work for that and remind yourself of that, and that's certainly what I'm going to do going into the offseason.
Go Christine, then Scott.
Caitlin, in the kind of kaleidoscope of memories that we all have of events and years, maybe 20 years from now when you're done, or 25, whatever, what do you think might stand out, positives, even maybe moments like the 2 threes in LA early on, or for you personally, are there any that you might think of in terms of highlights, showed you belonged, a pass, anything that comes to mind now about this season and what you did in the season? Thanks.
Yeah, I think that's, there were so many moments, and every place we went was so unique, honestly. It's fun to kind of look back. Like, people always ask me, like, where was your favorite road arena? And I'm like, they're all so different and unique in their own way. And obviously for me, my first year here is like,
Angel Reese believes she is the attraction, even though Caitlin Clark is the one who sold out home and away arenas. Caitlin Clark should be the highest earning player, and if she moves abroad, she will be showing players like Angel Reese how things in the league will be without her.
Tell me what I
unimpressive.
did so I know, because I'm not on social media. My manager has my social media, so I'm not familiar with what's going on.
You have set the season rebounding record.
Okay, thank
It's
you.
the rookie record. I mean, and you've done it in the same amount of games. You know, obviously the league has more games this year, but you've done it in 32 games. So I just wondered, and again, forgive me, I know your focus is on the team, but what it means to you to have been able to immediately transfer such a big strength of your game to the professional league.
Yeah, I mean, coming into it, I just knew my motor. Offensive rebounds and defensive rebounds is something that I know I can always do. I knew it was going to translate right away, and that's something that a lot of players don't want to do. A lot of people think it's because I get my own rebounds, but statistically it's not. A lot of people think it's because I'm the tallest on the court when I'm not the tallest on the court. So just being able to go down there and being able to bang, doing things that a lot of people don't want to do. Defense.
The potential of Caitlin Clark signing a contract with a European basketball league has sent shockwaves through the WNBA. Europe has a reputation as a haven for top talents across many sports.
To playoffs since 2016, and that was my main goal. And I felt like, once I got comfortable and kind of was, playing style of basketball that we wanted to play, which was up tempo, which was playing off one another, was playing, setting my teammates up for success. And I think also once my teammates kind of got used to playing with me, it's been pretty smooth sailing and fun basketball since then. And, everything besides team success, like that all just comes with when your team wins. Like you gotta win to have all that on the side, and nobody really cares about that. People can talk about it, it is what it is. For me, like it's fun winning basketball games. It's fun walking off the court and the crowd's going crazy because you just won and you played a good game. So for me, like that's where my main focus is, and I think when I do that, everything else comes along with it. And I'm just thankful. I feel like I'm surrounded by really good people, really good coaches, really good teammates that allow me to be myself. And
the competitive league there gives players lucrative contracts and international recognition. For Caitlin Clark, the financial gains of playing in Europe is significant, with salaries often being miles ahead of those offered by the WNBA. Overseas League offers an opportunity to secure a financial future.
I think that's been the biggest thing. We got a little practice, got a little rest. Man, you guys are making me miss shots. Can't get out of breath.
Blame it on us. Blame it on us.
But I think you're gonna see us try to build that chemistry a little bit. I think me and AB are playing better together. Liz has been great. Liz was really good versus Atlanta. But just the balance, like I said, when we have 4 people in double figures, it's really good.
Love that. All right, Caitlin, so you guys are starting to turn the corner. Personally for you, though, still finding your way, what has been the biggest adjustment in your rookie year to playing at this level?
Probably the quickness of players in this league. I could get away with stuff in college that I can't get away with here. Little deflections, like those lead to turnovers, having to make reads a little faster. I would say that type of stuff.
Well, Caitlin, we're going to let you go because we know that you're trying to get in your zone right now.
It is also an opportunity to dominate the game at a high level without all the negative things she had to deal with in her debut WNBA season. Angel Reese has made her feelings about Caitlin Clark's Europe contract clear. And at the heart of her frustration is the issue of money. For Reese, who believes she is as good as Caitlin, the idea that her rival would earn more money than her stinks.
We let them shoot really well from the 3. They shot 52% from 3, which is really, really, really good. So when a team does that, you have to knock shots down.
And then I know you care a lot more about the results than records, but you set another record today. You set the...
I don't want to hear about no records, man.
Fair enough.
Well, third round.
Hey, Rachel, it was a tough game, of course, but it looked like you were still able to get open a lot of times. The coach drew up a lot of different offensive sets for you, and you're able to get open shots. Is that still an encouraging sign? Are you still optimistic about that in the future for future games opportunities?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, my teammates do such a good job of setting screens for me. Coach draws up stuff for me all the time. I feel good. I feel confident. I know they're confident in me. I didn't shoot great tonight, but I'm not tripping over it. I mean, the offense is going to come. It's our defense that we need to lock in on, and that's going to be our focus right now. But I feel good, and I know my teammates are confident in me.
It is not just about earnings. It is also about the recognition they come with being the highest paid player. Earning more implies valued more. And for Reese, this shift in earning potential threatens her status as one of the rising stars in women's basketball.
What do you see in terms of the value in players going overseas?
We have not done a good job of globalizing the game and turning these players into global stars. So we're never going to prevent them from opportunities to play in the offseason. One of the reasons Angela and I took this job was to help players with their post-playing careers, set them up, whether they want to be a coach or a broadcaster. More and more players are not going overseas, and they're choosing to become entrepreneurs. We're now paying some of them to market the league in the offseason. But the incentive there is that they don't go overseas. We're also cognizant that it's tough to make a WNBA roster for players who don't get a lot of playing time in the WNBA, but we want to give them more incentives to stay here. We want to give them more money to stay here, and that's everything we've been chipping away at and working on.
The maximum player salary in the WNBA is currently less than the NBA player's minimum salary. The max base salary for a WNBA player is slightly more.
For those that don't know, in the world of competitive sports, salaries often equals respect. The highest paid players are often seen as most valuable. Now, Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark are both considered the best rookie players in WNBA history. So Angel Reese, who has worked hard to be considered a player for the future, now faces the uncomfortable reality that her arch rival will eclipse her with more earnings and higher international recognition, hence the reason for her anger.
Caitlin is an amazing player, and I've always thought she was an amazing player. We've been playing each other since high school. So I think it's really just the fans, her fans, the Iowa fans, now the Indiana fans that are like, they ride for her. And I respect that respectfully, but sometimes it's very disrespectful. I think there's a lot of racism when it comes to it, and I don't believe she stands on any of that. But when it comes to death threats, like I'm talking about people have come down to my address, follow me home. Like it's come down to that. Multiple occasions, people have made AI pictures of me like naked, literally.
Really?
They have sent it to my family members. My family members are like, uncles are sending it to me like, are you naked on Instagram? It sucks to see that, and it's really hard that I have to go through that, and now seeing other players even having to go through that. But like, at the end of the day, it's a game that we do both love, but there is no hate.
Angel Reese wants to be the face of women's basketball and thinks she has a chance to accomplish that dream. However, a potential European contract for Caitlin Clark may kill that dream before it even started.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing is, coming to this day, honestly, I'm just fortunate. Like, I know this is the end. To be able to have that, whether that's sad, whether that's happy, whether that's, whatever. I think, I knew this was the last time I was lacing him up to play for Iowa and, being really content and have a lot of closure in that. But obviously we started out a little hot, but they're going to make a run. We were making some tough shots, and they're really good. There's only so much you can do. You got to give them credit. I mean, what Coach Staley's been able to do with that program, and those girls, a lot of them didn't get a ton of playing time last year. It's really incredible, and Cardoso is a threat inside. Like, there's only so much you can do at when Hannah's 6'1", guarding 6'7", and it killed us on the glass. And at that point you got to shoot basically perfect to win. But
in addition, Caitlin, with her magnetic star power and electrifying players, may take the spotlight away from the WNBA, making it harder for her to get her flowers. Being the face of the WNBA goes beyond being a great player. It is about being that athlete that captures the public imagination. That one person who drives viewership, and the one who puts the league on a global stage. Angel Reese wants to be in this position, but Caitlin Clark's contract in Europe will all but end this aspiration. It will be increasingly difficult for Angel Reese to remain relevant, as Clark's name continues to be mentioned in relation to record-breaking overseas contracts.
I just try to stand strong. Like, I've been through so much. I've seen so much. I've been attacked so many times. Death threats. I've been sexualized. I've been threatened. I've been so many things, and I've stood strong every single time. And I just try to stand strong for my teammates, because I don't want them to see me down and like not be there for them. So I just want them to always just know, like, I'm still a human. Like, all this has happened since I won the national championship, and I said the other day, I haven't had peace since then. And it sucks, but I still wouldn't change. I wouldn't change anything, and I would still sit here and say, like, I'm unapologetically me. I'm gonna always leave that mark and be who I am and stand on that and
hopefully the little girls that look up to me, and hopefully I give them some type of inspiration that, hopefully it's not this hard and all the things that come at you, but keep being who you are, keep waking up every day, keep being motivated, staying who you are, staying 10 toes, don't back down.
One of the obvious differences between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese is how fans see them. Clark has quickly gathered a mass following of loyal fans who are anxious to support her on and off the court. Her social media presence is strong, and her games attract viewership numbers.
How much was the rust a factor today? I mean, was it hard just playing for the first time after a couple of weeks?
Yeah, I think that's always the case. I thought Holy Cross came out and played really well. I thought they executed their stuff really well. I thought they made some tough shots, but I think the biggest thing is they really just clogged the paint. And we kind of tried to force some stuff early. We needed to move the ball a little bit more, get some back-to-back drives. So I think that was the biggest thing is don't force stuff into the paint when they're all just sitting there. And we learned for that, and then we had a really, really good second quarter. So I'm proud of us for finding a way to respond.
Gabby got off to a good start shooting too. That helps.
Yeah, it's always good to see Gabby knock down some threes. I think her energy is contagious when she can do that for sure.
Caitlin, this crowd electric as always. Just kind of talk about this, and I know we didn't talk much yesterday because there was 2 games hopefully to be played, but how big of a game is, just besides the Sweet 16, but being the last game here at Carver on Monday?
Yeah, I think it's really exciting. I think this crowd was great. I think when Gabby hit that first 3, the place about erupted. And
this has created a noticeable divide between the two rookie. Angel Reese, despite her best efforts, hasn't been able to forge the same kind of relationship with her fans that Clark seems to have at her disposal. Why has Clark been able to have more loyal fans quickly, while Reese seems to struggle?
Honestly, it's one of my favorite parts of the day, to be honest. I drive here, it's 2 minutes from where I live, and there's always so many people on the side of the roads that have my jersey on or have people with Fever gear on. And I was driving here versus the Aces the other day, and there was this dad and a young girl, and I looked out the window and it just made me smile because that was literally me just a short time ago. And that's something that I don't know, it's just very refreshing and humbling and something you're really grateful for. Don't take those little things for granted. And it's cool to see how far I've come, and it puts everything into perspective for myself too. So, I know a lot of people camp out when I leave. I never stop, so I'm sorry, but I usually am trying to get home. It's been a long day, but I really appreciate all the support, and it's definitely cool. People don't even know I'm driving by, and they're in my jerseys and stuff, and that's never anything that I take for granted, so I'm just really grateful.
Part of it is the excitement her style of play brings to the fans. Almost everyone wants to see a player shoot from the logo into the basket. Also, her NCAA records attracted new fans to basketball, who followed her to the WNBA. In addition, Clark has provided a fresh perspective to the WNBA with her leave-it-all-on-court attitude. You see, Clark wants everyone to focus on her play, and nothing else. On the other hand, Reese enjoys controversies. It seems like she is involved in one almost every other week. You remember the racy pictures that caused internet uproar a few weeks ago, or the allegations of drug use that is rumored to have her under investigation.
Just know I will never embarrass you. I'm gonna always respect you. You can always come to me as a woman and just ask me questions about certain things. But dating me is hard. And my mom always said any man that dates you is tough. It's hard. But one day I'll find my key.
Do you think that's intimidating for them at all?
I'm sure it is intimidating because a lot of times a guy would say I wasn't scared to reach out to you, but I didn't think you would talk to me. I'm like, why? And I don't know. I think it's really hard to see you don't see a lot of relationships where the woman is just as dominant as the man. The woman can provide for herself without the man knowing that. That's why when I find somebody or date somebody they have to bring something completely different from the table because it's nothing you can buy me.
You see people most times just want to enjoy the sport they love and admire those who can give them that satisfaction without all the extra baggage. Finally, Caitlin Clark has been an advocate of change in the women's game. She has proposed significant changes, including the revenue sharing that was rejected by the WNBA because of the collective bargaining agreement.
First of all, let's put this in its proper perspective. When I think about Caitlin Clark, the operative word that comes to my mind is gratitude. there's an incredible level of gratitude that should be accorded to this young lady with what she did for the sport. That's not to take anything away from anybody else, but I often argue, when I've argued with folks about this, you think NBA players shouldn't be thankful to Magic Johnson? You think NBA players shouldn't be thankful to Larry Bird? You think NBA players shouldn't be thankful to Michael Jordan? Because guess what? There were great players that were in the sport before they ever arrived, who did everything they could to make the NBA what it was. But it was when those brothers arrived that it took on an extra dimension and elevated to another level. I'm just looking at some of the numbers here. When we talk about league attendance.
However, Angel Reese knows that she will face more difficulty in competing with Clark for recognition if she leaves for Europe because she will take attention away from the league. Therefore, she is saddened by her European contract. Do you think Clark will leave the WNBA? Tell what you think in the comments section. Remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and smash the notification bell.